Hey, welcome. Have you ever been doing percentage calculations and just thought to yourself, there has to be a faster way to do this? Well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to unlock a super powerful one-step shortcut that will completely change the way you look at percentage increases and decreases. Let's dive in. So take a look at this problem right here. You need to increase 50 pounds by 60%. How would you solve that right now? Seriously, think about it. You'd probably do a couple of steps, right? Just keep that method in your head because I'm about to show you how to get the answer in literally one move. Okay, so most of us were probably taught the same way. It's this perfectly good but kind of clunky two-step method. I mean, it gets you the right answer for sure, but it's not the most efficient way to get there. First, you have to find the percentage of the number itself. So you'd calculate 60% of 50, which is 30. Then, for step 2, you have to add that amount back to the original number. So 50 plus 30 gives you 80. Look, it works, but it's two separate calculations. That's twice the work and, let's be honest, twice the chance to make a silly mistake. But what if I told you there's a way to do all of that in one single, elegant calculation? Well, there is, and trust me, it's a total game changer. So, let's meet the hero of our story today, the multiplier. This simple little concept is about to become your new best friend for any percentage problem you ever face. So what even is it? Well, a multiplier is just one single number that does all the heavy lifting of a percentage change. You just multiply your original amount by this number, and boom, you get your final answer. No second step, no adding, no subtracting, just one and done. This right here, this is the core idea. The original value times your multiplier equals the new value. That's it. That's the engine behind this whole shortcut. The only question is, how do we find this magic number? And here's the really cool part. The multiplier works perfectly, whether you're increasing a number or decreasing it. The logic is just a tiny bit different for each, but it's so intuitive once you see it. The logic is actually super simple. Just think of your original amount as being 100%, always. So for an increase, you're just adding to that 100%. A 20% increase means you now have 120% of what you started with. And as a decimal, what's that? 1.2. That's your multiplier. And for a decrease, you just subtract from 100%. So a 30% discount means you're only paying for 70% of the original price. As a decimal, that's 0.7, and that's your decrease multiplier. So increases give you a multiplier bigger than 1, and decreases give you one that's less than 1. Simple as that. All right, enough theory, right? Seeing is believing. Let's put the multiplier to the test with a couple of real-world examples, and you can see for yourself just how fast this is. Okay, here's our first one. Jana's house went up in value by 20%. It was originally worth 150,000 pounds. So before we even touch the calculator, what's the first thing we need to figure out? Our multiplier. Think back to the rule. We start with 100%, and we're adding 20%. That gets us to 120%. So what's that as a decimal? That's it. Our multiplier is 1.2. Now we have everything we need to solve this whole problem in one go. And there you have it. Original value times the multiplier. 150,000 pounds times 1.2 equals 180,000 pounds. That's it. Done. No finding 20%, no adding it back on, just one clean, fast calculation. See how powerful that is? All right, let's try a decrease, a classic sale problem. We've got a 75-pound item, and it's being reduced by 30%. We need to find that new sale price. Okay, what's the move here? We start with our 100%, and we're taking away that 30% discount. That leaves us with 70% of the original price. So what's our multiplier going to be? You got it. It's 0.7. Now we just pop that into our one-step formula. So we take our 75 pounds, multiply by 0.7, and we get 52 pounds 50 cents. That is the final sale price. It's just so fast and efficient, right? Okay, I think you're really getting the hang of this, so let's test your skills. We're going to do a little quickfire round. I'll give you a percentage change, you shout out the multiplier. Ready? First one, a 50% increase. Remember, we start at 100% and we're adding 50%. So what's that multiplier? Boom, it's 1.5. Because a 50% increase means you have 150% of the original. Fantastic. Okay, how about a trickier one? An 80% decrease. So you're starting at 100% and you're taking away 80%. what are you left with? That's it. You're only left with 20% of the original value, so the multiplier is 0.2. You've totally got this. So, now that you're basically a multiplier pro, let's just wrap this all up with the key takeaway. We're going to distill this down into a simple set of rules you can use anytime, anywhere. Here it is, the whole thing boiled down. For any increase, your multiplier is just 1 plus the percentage as a decimal. For any decrease, it's 1 minus the percentage as a decimal. That 1 is the secret sauce. It represents your original 100%. This is the key that unlocks fast, error-free percentage calculations for life. So you've mastered finding the new value, but let's end on a final brain teaser for you. If you know the sale price after a discount, like this shirt that costs $40 after 20% off, could you use the same multiplier logic to work backward and find the original price? That's a fun challenge for you to think about. Thanks for joining me.